Okay. Oh. Oh, man. What's up, everyone? Been a minute. I feel like hammered shit. Alright. So I'm just gonna play for a couple hours tonight. And then go to sleep, because I need my stomach to quit fucking with me. But this is this private server I've been doing with the family. Ooh, I don't have. Nope. I don't have my mercy ring. I guess I don't need it. Cool. Oh, this is the private server. I've been doing with my brother, my nephew, brother's girlfriend, some of her family, and unfortunately not my dad, because he wanting to be a little bitch about it. Not really. It just doesn't appeal to him. And surprisingly, I can't talk my half brother into trying it either. I figured this would have been right up his alley. I'm gonna go ahead and put all this stuff up. I've been running around, got me a little crown. I like my little crown. Hatch these. Oh, I figured it was gonna be that one, but I've been breeding these since we are now at the final boss, as you can see by my mission thing up here. So we're getting ready for Fabric Tower. I guess I'll show off my party now. Bred a ton of jet dragons, get them up to 4-star, and then max out his stats, or some of them. Maxed out his attack and almost got his defense and health there. Oh, what else do I got? 4-star Neptilius. I think that's whenever we decide to do the Blazemut Ryu raid boss. And I don't even know why I bothered to bring my Necromus up to 3 stars. I just kind of did it. And, or I didn't breed Tarantulas. I just had a bunch I had caught. I needed to thin out my, PAL box thing, because it was starting to get a little too full, and it's starting to do it again. We do have some of the times, like, cut down. Doesn't take as long to hatch an egg. And I think he modified the growth rate as well. Surprisingly not the XP gain, though. It still took quite some time to get a good bit of XP, get it to max level. But, you know, I went through just catching. I didn't do them all. Actually took me a while to even come across them. I mean, I caught a ton of them, bred a ton of them. All that, you know, since it's a private online server, they got all that just kind of going. It's now I just kind of sell it as I need to and do it that way. But let's see, I think that's more or less everything filled in on, you know, where I'm at. Get all that going, because I know I need to make a bunch more, yeah, plasteel. I don't need that much. I really don't even think I'm going to need that much. I'll do that. We'll go ahead and do all them first, though. And, eat that. Collect my eggs over here. And send them out on another expedition for the... I think I'll do a harder one this time so I can get some more cores and bigger souls, but I've been sending them on small ones for the cavern mushrooms and the smaller souls. I haven't been on in a few hours. We got back, left over the weekend to go visit family for Easter, do all that good stuff. And I had, oh, my salad over here doesn't matter as much. I did have a nice tight pal over here, the hot spring and an extra bed for it. But we left, I want to say Friday night, somewhere in the middle of the night, just so when we got there, my nephew was able to spend the day with my mom and them. He slept the way there. Went to bed at reasonable time Friday. Excuse me. But like, I had tons of salad, like twice as much as I had here. An ice pal on that, and on my fridge, I built both of those specifically for the weekend. And we come back, and everyone was starving. And all except one of my pals were depressed. The other one had an ulcer. And the same thing with my brother's base. And we just kind of had to get all that fixed up. That was a bit of a nightmare. But I mean, it all worked out just fine. My accumulators didn't lose power. I mean, honestly, I don't pull that much power. That thing, I think it's still collecting the oil that I sold earlier. And just so I can put a philanthropist on those blaze mutts. You know, they're doing their thing. They're just keeping everything going for now. Power situation was fine. Like, everything else was fine except they just ran out of food. I want to say it happened sometime, probably sometime Sunday night. Because we didn't get on till, I want to say about like 1 or 2 in the afternoon today. We didn't get back in until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning last night. Had to bring all the stuff in, find out where my cat was hiding. Surprising, and normally she's like on the couch when we come back, and this time she decided to just be hiding under my brother's bed. And I was looking around the house for an hour for her. Now she's in my lap, hasn't left my side since I've gotten back, because she's being a needy baby. Yeah, just being a little baby. But she's starting to get sort of kind of used to being left alone for long periods. I was used to me leaving her for work and all that, but she's never been left alone for more than, I want to say 12 hours before I moved here, and we started leaving her here whenever we go out to visit family and all that. She don't like it. She just runs all over the house, causes a ruckus, keeps triggering the motion sensors on the security cameras. You got one like looking down the stairs to the front door, one in the living room, and one in my nephew's room. Gosh, she just tearing through the house, getting all my nephew's toys, his Legos and whatnot. She loves them more than he does. Wait on these to hatch and I'll go out and start doing some things. I forgot to put the expedition out. Get all them hatched. That does have philanthropist. What? Yeah, I think my normal one's a male, so I could probably swap them out. I'll go over here and see real quick, 'cause I mean, I'm just gonna be condensing them, and I don't think it's like Pokemon where they need like good IVs to really breed strong ones. Not that I've noticed, but also like haven't looked too much into it. 121 defense and attack, 60. Oh well, honestly, I never really used them at all either, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. We just need them for the final boss. So I guess I'll go ahead and... Oh yeah, I hardly use him either. I'll go ahead and put him up. And take this bad boy out, start leveling him up some. And condense him, but first... go ahead and take them out. Yeah, some of the poor pals that got caught in the crossfire, but they'll be alright. But I do love this. This is the first playthrough I've done where I've actually stuck with it long enough to get a jet wagon. And I fucking love this thing. It's so nice. Send them out on 62%. What is the Frost Cavern? 81%. Don't really need the spheres. It's just the slab fragments, the cores, and the souls. I would like the giant souls though. I see. Yeah. Oh shit. Well, that's a ton of firepower. It's not. What does that symbol mean? Where would that Terra be? Level 22. So that's gonna be. Why does that have such a high firepower rating? And it has. Like, it has a higher firepower than this Palladius, but less attack and defense. by a fucking chunk. I mean, I'm gonna keep them, I guess. Palpedia number. That'll work, I guess. That was unfair for them. They started taking damage the moment they respawned in. Oh, run back over here. Start condensing them as I need them. All that good shit. But I don't think I updated the Twitch description, but tomorrow I will be starting up a Green Hill VR playthrough. My Sea of Thieves buddy, he's just now getting into VR, and he just started playing Green Hill yesterday. And I was talking about it like last month and a half ago. So he was asking me if I wanted to join him, and definitely so. Green Hill VR is pretty fucking good. I still can't stand picking up the spiders when I kill them, but no, I don't even need to really pick them up at all. It's just kind of a waste of time to try to cook them up and burn them for ash when it's no different than just using regular ash. Just more time consuming, really. Got some of them. Libero. I could probably handle that one solo. Xenolord. I honestly don't know if I could handle that one. Let's see. Dark Dragon raid boss. Damn. I don't think. Yeah, I don't have anything ice type. I'm pretty positive I don't, so I probably shouldn't be worrying about that right now. Like, obviously I do have ice types, but nothing like condensed into a powerhouse. That'll be alright though. Go ahead and start condensing them. That shit. Honestly, I'm glad we have the hatch times reduced. I do not know how anyone has played this long enough to like condense enough to get them all 4 stars. That is a absolute chore. So go ahead and put them all in. I'm pretty sure I did get them all. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's getting that handled. I do need to go ahead and start leveling him up, but I guess right now I'll just focus on going fishing. The mushrooms up. Damn, I'm surprised his hunger wasn't filled out from the breeding. I don't have a saddle for him either, I don't think. No. Excuse me. My bad for that one. I just came up on me. I don't even have any tech points. I will have everything I need for that, so I guess I need to go focus on tech points And I could probably get some. I'm gonna do a higher level dungeon. Go to Faybreak for that. I think over there I'll have a pretty consistent chance of getting the books and the manuals and all that good stuff. I don't need any chromite, so I won't go there. That's the only reason that little station is set up right there where that NPC boss is, whatever you'd call them. Let's see here. I do like this area though. I don't know, on my playthrough a while ago, like, yeah, cause this was it. Oh well, hang on, let me take care of that. Palworld, when was it added? I'm pretty sure this was added with the Terraria update. The point. Oh no, it was its own update. Okay. Wait, no. It was. I'm pretty sure it was the Terraria update. Didn't know Terraria did that crossover with Dead Cells, but I never played that. I guess, I don't know, that's for the Terraria thing. I do need to do a Terraria playthrough on stream again. I don't think I ever actually finished my, I think I did Master Mode. But what update was it? Oh. Okay, so that was in like a lead up to the Terraria crossover update where they added Meowmere. I guess around that time they had already had it guaranteed, they were just working on it. Added Meowmere in just as a little teaser. Which I loved Meowmere in Terraria. That was easily one of my favorite weapons. It just didn't... I don't think it lasted me for... like, towards the Moon Lord fight. Of course, I also do Summoner playthrough, so having a sword instead of the whips was not ideal. I think I will do a Terraria playthrough stream again when they add the that new update that we're talking about. Did they actually do it yet? If I can get my thing, there it is. Terraria next update. When is that supposed to be? Oh shit, it was dropped? Damn, I haven't been looking into it much at all. When is the crossplay update supposed to come? I know they were talking about doing that. I guess no idea of when that's gonna be coming. I thought it was gonna be planned for bigger and bolder, but I was probably just me misreading something rather than just being straight misinformation. What oh well. I think when that has its crossplay update though, that's when I'll do it. I do need to look into what's gonna be new with the bigger boulder. Have I not? I haven't discovered this area. I'm pretty certain. Let's see what's down here. Just a little... I mean, it's cool. Very cool area. I like it. I don't have anything with... I do have something with watering. Oh. I probably could have made do with an ultimate, but... may as well have used an exotic. Make it a guarantee. Alright. Hop to it, my boy. Now back to looking for a cave, a dungeon. Might just have to... Can I see it on the map if I... No. I mean, I could just Google it. No harm in doing that instead. I think that's where I'm at, so... Did I go right past it? Or is it over here? No, definitely went down that way. I might have went right past it, not paying attention. Or it might not even be open right now. Huh, there's a lift monk effigy. I still haven't found enough of them to get my capture power maxed out. But truth be told, I kind of quit looking for them. I need to go ahead and move that over here for the stream. Yeah, where's that interactive map I normally use? There we go. The fuck? A level 15 pin king? That can't be right. Oh, but there was one back over there. I'll go to that one. What was it? I think it was right there. Yeah. Okay, so just north of here. But there's a left monk effigy on one of these things. There's probably one further down that way. I'm not going back for it though. We have 26. I do need to get more of those tokens. Apparently, what was it? That one? I have to get like 5 tokens to unlock. And either I like just always so happened to be doing that before doing those things. Or that's like one of the only ones in the game that require that. I've never seen that before. What's that about? Oh, no. No. Don't give a shit about buying viewers. Do give a shit about these guys, though. Yeah, give me that free gold. Yeah. Level 58. Yeah, I can handle that. No problem. It is a very interesting game. I mean, really, it's only gotten better over the years. Uh, what was it? It was, I think I played it the week it came out originally, and that Terraria update really just brought me in on it. It is cool. I highly recommend it. It's probably one of the best indie games out right now that people are actually talking about. Uh, yeah, I mean, the style of it's really cool. That Terraria dungeon, I fucking love it. You got the Terraria theme music, some of the slimes and the enchanted swords, and the Eye of Cthulhu is a pretty damn good transport pal, but I'm a ways away from being able to fight the Moon Lord raid boss. Oh yeah, definitely try it. I, I I mean, if you enjoy survival crafting games, this isn't like super hardcore, or it's not even like the Forest, where you have to worry about your hydration and all that. You do have to worry about food. That's as much in the hardcore aspect you get into it. Like you can eat raw meat and be fine. Those are pretty cool pals, but they take a while to get. If you do try it, this is probably one of the best early game pals you can use for just getting around with. I mean, I'm in the late game and I still use this thing pretty religiously. When you have your carry weight like too high, you can't really move around, but you can still use her thing and just skedaddle. Oh damn, I didn't think I'd... Maybe the apocalypse triggered them, but I didn't think they were aggro, naturally. Those smokies are cool. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite games. I would even go as far as say of all time. Uh, I haven't been playing it religiously since its release date. It's only until pretty recently I even got this far. But it's definitely one of my all-time favorites. This, Terraria, Green Hill, and the the first many Zelda games up till Twilight Princess. Go ahead and get... I'll catch it. I don't really need it, but I think this is one of the few I've yet to catch. Fiddle, there we go. And I'll just let him finish the rest of them off. Oh shit, nah, I appreciate it. I'm doing pretty well. Still a little sick from drinking too heavily Saturday night with the family, turning up for Easter. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I appreciate the follow. Now they're done. Yeah, I hope you had a good weekend with your folks if you celebrate the holiday. Yes, that's exactly... Yeah, that's exactly what I was coming and looking for. Those tech manuals. Uh, Shit, man. I drank like half a bottle of rum. I think I started 3 o'clock in the afternoon Saturday when we started smoking the ham and the chicken for the East or the pre-Easter dinner. We kind of did the celebration the day before since we were leaving yesterday. But I think by the end of the night I drank like I don't even remember how big of a bottle it was. It wasn't one of those really big bottles. It was just a fifth maybe. I drank all that. My stomach's been torn up since. I think I threw up 3 times yesterday. 2 of them on the way back. It's motion sickness. Even threw up my Casablanca. Oh, I feel better. My stomach's still torn up, but I tried to drink a beer earlier and I couldn't even finish half of it. I was like, nah, fuck that. So I'm just having some milk. Probably need a snack before I do go to bed later, but I ain't too worried about that. Do still have my lamb and beef shawarma I got from Casablanca. Like it's a Lebanese place up in, I think it's in South Haven, Mississippi, just outside of Memphis. But that place is so good, and they have the best tea I've ever had. Oh yeah, yeah. I really need to start watching myself when I drink, but I get around family, we all start drinking, and it's downhill from there, you know. Especially my mom's boyfriend's sister. I've known her my whole fucking life, and she comes around, we start just turning up heavy, hanging out. I love her. She's a bad influence on me. She always has been. She's always been getting me into trouble since I was a kid. Why are they... Why are they not sleeping in their beds? You go... What the hell? That just might be a side effect of the online private server thing, where I can't pick them up. But I would recommend if you do try this game, if you can before the 15th. That's, what is that? 8 days from now. That's when they do their official server wipes. And you got to get in like early, otherwise there's like a set limited number of guilds you can be in, and if you aren't in a guild you can't build. But the online way is definitely the best way to play it, just because you know you don't have to be actually playing the game for them to be working on your little mines and stuff and getting your resources for you, and it makes it so much easier. I doubt we would have gotten this far in the game if we didn't have that. Excuse me. Put some screens there. What do you mean by screens? Like multiple monitors on my computer? Oh. Oh, okay. I'll wait for you. Well, I'll piddle around a bit, but I'll wait for you to get back. Where do I keep my diamonds? I think I've just been selling them. Yeah. Oh. Well, I mean, really my streaming setup isn't like fancy like those other people. I don't have a dedicated mic or none of that. It's just my headset mic. And I use this pretty nifty program called Asus Glide X to have my phone basically working as a second monitor to be able to watch my chat. And I only started doing that when I started using the what was it? There was a multi-stream plugin. Oh, I think it was through Stream Elements. so I could just like watch both YouTube and Twitch chats. Oh shit, you've been streaming for that long? You can go to my Twitch. Have you shown it off on your Twitch at all? Let's see, probably be easier to find you through this way. Stream manager. Maria. Go ahead and pop a follow too while I'm at it. Okay, there we go. I'm not used to Twitch really. Oh, so it must have been a while. I think they do like get rid of the past videos things. Yeah, I do have a Discord. I can't remember my thing right now though. I'm pretty sure I remember it, but I hardly use it as much as I really should. It's only when I started streaming is when I started actually needing my Discord. Other than that, I just have like uh, Dragon's Dogma online. I'm on that server. Uh, like some from my brother's friends and my own that we started years ago, never used. But what is it? How do I get rid of streamer mode? Oh, I guess that way. Undoted. I forgot I still use that thing. I need to change that. Here, I'll pop it in. That's like an old fucking username handle. It's from that Skyrim's dragon language, and it's just supposedly means hero of time, but then I started getting older, replayed Skyrim, and then went back and replayed Morrowind after several years, and I just realized how far it has fallen. And I think now that I'm pretty sure that's my thing here now. Yeah, the Nerevar. Huge Morrowind fan still. Oh, let me see. Let's keep going back. Pending Sierra, I'm assuming. There we go. What was it doing here? Oh, the Blazemut saddle. That's the whole reason I went through that dungeon. To get the tech points. And have them start working on that. And I could check out your streaming setup thing. There we go. There we go. I should probably turn streamer mode back on so I'm not like doxing everybody. Streamer... Oh, streamer mode right there. Cool, cool. And direct messages... Yeah, pop a wave. Ooh, I do need to get more chromite. That's like a late game ore in the game, and you need it to build these, so far, the best quality benches. But they're honestly kind of tedious to get your hands on that ore. I got you. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not doing it tonight just because I'm not going to be streaming for too long tonight, and I'm just not feeling good. But the past... Well, my nephew was out of school all last week, so I didn't stream last week. But, I was doing, like, I think I did, like, 4 days where I just kind of did a solo world, and I just allowed anyone to join me if they could, but the downside of that is if you're on console doing it that way, unless you pay for a dedicated server, you can only have up to 4 people. But I'm thinking probably around the wipe, I'll just start doing that on one of the official servers and growing a little guild that way. There's a kid who follows me on YouTube, and he's played with me, I think only once, but he's taught me a lot about this game. He's been following it much more closely than I have since it came out. Oh damn, I guess no, I couldn't have gone in there. It's closed off. Well, let me start doing my chromite hunt. Go up that way. Pop that open. That's a cute ass little wave though, like some. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a monkey specifically, or if that's like a just a whole new creature. It's a cool design. Pricksters, I know I haven't caught them yet. I don't have my mercy ring. I keep forgetting to grab that. My Tarantulas isn't super strong. I can use that for these. Oh. I guess you're gonna go that way instead. Oh shit. There we go. Finally catch one of these guys. I'm, what, 172 pals caught so far, and I think it's 214, including all the variants. I just have not focused as much lately into catching as many of them as I can. Once you hit level 65, you don't really get any XP, so there's no point in really getting as many as you can. Ooh, do that. But this is like the. I think I was calling it chromite earlier. That's a different ore you need for the hexalite, but the coralum ore. This is one of the few ways that I know of to get it. Otherwise, you have to keep finding this pal, the Neptilius Alpha, or the what are they called? Alaskas? Yeah, there's or Alaskas that spawn over there. That's an alpha. And then where was that Alaska Ignis? I know that was around here somewhere. Oh, over here by the Mount Obsidian. But this is honestly just a tedious way of going about getting ore. I hope they... Damn, no, I don't even miss that. I hope they change that at some point, though. But you do get giant pal souls out of it, which is helpful when you actually want to upgrade their stats. Because as far as I'm aware, the only way... There's only about like 2 ways you can go to actually upgrade their stats. One of them, you use a little statue thing and enhance their stats that way. Or what I'm doing now with the Blazamut. You get it like a... Where is it? Like stars up here. And you breed them or catch other ones and you just kind of condense them into one. And that also gives you a pretty good boost. Like my Jet Dragon pretty much sees me through most fights now that he's got 4 stars. What was it? It was the last boss I did up near my base. The tower boss here. It honestly, I don't think it even got down to half health. But I was switching him out with other dragons too to make sure he didn't die. But I do know we went and did the genetic research. I'm pretty sure that was one we did. Yeah, yeah, it was a genetic research tower we did with my brother's girlfriends, and she did not do that with us at all through this grind. She's just been kind of going around hunting eggs, having her own way of having fun, but my brother and I talked her into doing that, and shit, I don't even think it took out more than 20% of that jet dragon's health. And that was before the Moonflower Tower. I'm pretty sure that was the last boss you did before that one. It was definitely necessary to get one of the techs. I think it was the quartz mine unlocked. I'm fairly certain it was. Unfortunately, the Moonflower Tower didn't unlock a base mine, but there's really not much it could unlock besides maybe chromite. Coralum, just I don't think that would have been a good fit. This next one is supposed to get hexalite, which is I want to say it's the second most important late game ore. You need chromite with it to actually turn it into ingots, but then there's what I'm looking for now, coralum, and I'm pretty sure that is a new one, but you need it for like the assembly lines. This overheat or charge rifle, which is supposed to be the best one. That kid on YouTube that played with me one time, he was telling me how really good that weapon is. And I'm not sure if he would really even be able to continue joining now that spring break is over and all that. Even though he's homeschooled, he probably still has to go to bed at a reasonable time. And normally I'm not on. Normally I'm on at like 10 in the afternoon here, on the Eastern time zone, but it was a bit of a late night for me tonight. Cleaned up after dinner, and I was just kind of sitting here thinking I should do this now that I'm not exhausted from watching my nephew all day. And frankly, just overdone with communication in general. That boy will talk from the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes to bed. And he sits right beside me on his Xbox, so it's just, that's too much for me. Catch this, let me check Discord. Oh, okay, so that's what you do. That's like, those screens or whatever. I've been seeing people use those, and I thought I had an overlay set up for this through, some website. But, yeah, I'm supposed to have a chat overlay, and I guess I forgot to reset up my, like, following and subscribing and all that stuff, that overlay. I had to do like a complete format on my PC a couple months ago, because for whatever reason, well, now I finally know the reason, thanks to some obscure-ass Reddit answer. But for some reason, like, whenever I was trying to play Fortnite with my dad, or Sea of Thieves, like, generally anything with easy anti-cheat, but it would occasionally happen with whenever I'm playing another game, too, offline. But apparently there was some shit with my Wi-Fi driver. It would just like cause my computer to crash and then just get stuck in a continuous boot loop, and that shit was infuriating. I don't know the science behind it, the reason, any of that. I just kind of tested out that Reddit answers theory, and it hasn't happened since, which is fortunate. I use a hardwire anyways. I spliced a Cat 6 cable and crimped on a new head for it, just so I'm not stuck with a 300-foot patch cable just taking up so much space. I started buying. I only buy the patch cables now, like the really long ones from Home Depot, because it's. I think that one it was 300 feet. I don't remember exactly. It was just a ton of footage, uh, and it was like $60. And I've had to patch it a couple times. A mom's dog ate it one time, uh, and that's why I have the crimping tool now. Learned how to do that shit, which is surprisingly it's very easy. It's mostly just make sure the colors line up as they should. Not as hard as one would lead themselves to think. Get them killed. I don't think they drop anything good, no. I just wanted to check this little wreckage site for some dog coins. You know, that shit does look really cool on your Discord, that stuff. What's that video? Okay, something like that, yeah. Uh, I was just kind of lazy about it. I don't even know if I still have the... No. No, I don't even have the thing of it anymore. I just used a picture of my cat. I think she was like sitting on my brother's computer, just sleeping, standing up, but she hunched her back up in a weird way, and I thought it was adorable. And I've used that a couple times, but apart from that, I really don't even go through all that. I'm on when I'm on, and people just kind of pop in. Try not to kill it. Don't need an ultimate. Damn, even a legendary was guaranteed. Oh shit, I have caught those before. I didn't even need to do that. I probably could have found out if I was paying attention and actually looked when I had the ball hovering over it. It'll show you how many you've captured before, if at all. That's something I do need to focus on, is actually going through and catching this last little, what was that, 214, 172 so far. That's 42 left to catch. Ain't bad. Definitely more than I've caught in any Pokemon game I've ever played. I've been playing those since I was little. Uh, I used to watch my older sister play Crystal on her Game Boy Color. And then I think when I was in 4th grade, I finally got a Game Boy Advance. Well, I got a Game Boy Advance in kindergarten, but my stupid ass just refused to quit trying to take it to the bath with me. And I kept breaking it, so my mom quit buying them for me. But I got a Game Boy SP. I think it was 4th grade. And my brother and I both got Fire Red. And we played that a ton. Um, and I think I got Pokemon Sapphire. No, Ruby. And I think he got Sapphire. And then we ended up getting Emerald. And then we got the DS Lite. I think I was in 5th grade when I got that, maybe 6th. Which it was still like years after the DS came out. I think that came out in 2004, and I was born in 97. So I must have been, I want to say 10 or 11, maybe 12 when I got a DS Lite, and that was probably 4 years after it came out. Let's see, what Pokemon games did I play on the DS? I think it was just Diamond and Black. I want to say the first Black, never the second. But I did like the spin-offs too. I played a lot of Red Rescue Team on my Game Boy SP. A ton of Pokemon Rangers. I loved Pokemon Rangers. And what else was it? I played Stadium on my dad's N64 too. Uh, it doesn't sound like I played a lot of Pokemon games, but I've been playing them like all my life, really. Played more Zelda. I always liked Zelda more. That's the whole reason I learned to read since when I was like 4, I think. My mom just got sick of having to sit there and read everything to me as I was playing, so she told me told me to start sounding it out. At that point, I already knew my alphabet and all that, and for the most part, I knew what sounds the letters made, so she just forced me to start doing that. Unfortunately, it's not working as well as I would hope with my nephew. But I feel like he's just not thinking hard enough about it and just trying to get the answer immediately. But he's somewhat getting there. This game honestly has helped a bit with that for him. Like I know specifically he wanted to know how to make like the ingots and all that, smelt them down. I'm like, you need a furnace for that. And he's like, okay, which one's the furnace? And I was like, well, you know what sound the letter F makes, so, you know, you know what letter furnace starts with, you know, the f. And it's working a lot better for him with this game than like those dumb little Roblox games he likes to play. And he did play Medieval Dynasty with me and my brother. He didn't really know what he was doing there. He just liked to kind of wander around and build him a house. Oh, and what else was it? He's played a few games with us. He's played Sea of Thieves with me a couple times, but there's like little to no reading involved with that. Fallout 4, he just kind of played alongside us. We were doing like parallel play with that. Try to get him into Morrowind since that's reading heavy, and I was hoping that would push him, but he didn't. He's still too young for that. He loves watching me play Subnautica, but also pretty much no reading involved with that one. Raft. He has played a ton of Raft with us. That's all this also the same story. Oh shit! I took your blazing light away, and I bet I condensed. Yep, my stupid ass condensed it too. I forgot to bring another mail in. I won't think I'd be able to keep up with it, but I'm still a little scatterbrained. And, excuse me, the Benadryl I take at night doesn't help with that either. Don't even know I'm yawning, but I know if I go and try to lay down right now, I'll still be up, not able to sleep. I'm just a yawner. I yawn from the moment I wake up to the moment I eventually go back to sleep. And I think it's just because now I'm not nearly as active as I used to be. I did spray foam in South Alabama for like, I think I did spray foam itself for 4 years. But I also did, worked in the other aspects of the company, just the regular fiberglass insulation, crawl space, moisture encapsulation, so it's just crawling all around in crawl spaces, digging, I want to say 2 feet by 1 feet holes, like 2 feet deep, 1 feet across for the French drains. And digging the fucking 4.5, 5 foot hole for a sub pump in the basin for it. Like, but for a while there, I worked with the company for maybe a year and a half maybe, before I took over the crawl space stuff. Ran the crews there. And then my boss was needing an extra spray foam installer. One of his quit. He only had like 2 of them. And he was trying to get the guy who did it originally with the company, he was trying to get him to more of like a sales oversight position, so he couldn't do it. And the other spray foam installer, he fucking somehow managed to convince my boss to let me try it out, even though at that time I was still only 120 pounds, 5'7", just a small guy. And even throughout doing that for years, I still never gained any weight, despite getting noticeably more fit. Like, my shoulders started just like molding out, all that. I was getting muscle. Never gained weight, but he managed to convince my boss to let me try it. And so he had his original guy that he was trying to be like the overhead guy, oversight dude. He had him train me. And I think my very first job, it was like a tall fucking attic. It was you had to set up a double scaffold on the attic rafters. And then stand on a ladder to hit the peak of it. And so my first day getting trained on it, because he was showing me where you want to start ideally. You want to start up and then work your way down. Which I ended up going the opposite way. I would start at the smallest corners and work my way up, just so as I'm doing it, the extra heat has somewhere to go rather than just getting trapped in. Depending on the job, the really tedious and difficult ones I would do it the original way, but I'm sitting there on a double scaffold and a ladder in the attic. This fucking hose that weighs like a third of what I did, probably more at that excuse me, at that height, because it's heavier the higher up you are, just holding all that extra hose. And he's yelling at me, why are you scared? You ain't gotta be scared. You fall, you ain't gonna feel it. And I probably wouldn't have felt it. I'd probably just went straight through. There was no ceiling there. It was a new construction, so I just went straight through to the concrete if I did fall. Nothing to really be worried about. And from that day on, like, I more or less like fell in love with spray foam. It's been a few years now since I've done it, and I still dream about it. It was just a ton of work. It was a lot of physical work, but it was also like a lot of mental work. It's applied chemistry in the field. Like, you're mixing 2 chemicals. They react they'll react at any temperature, but ideally you wanted them reacting at a certain heat and pressurized environment, sort of. As it would come out the gun, it came out at most of the time I kept it about 1350 psi, 1350 psi. And I mean, it was South Alabama. You didn't have to have it super hot or cold. We didn't have to worry too much about the cold surfaces we were spraying onto being too cold to cause weird reactions, and having to adjust the heat and pressure for all that. But like, I had to do a lot of reading. Anytime we'd tried a ton of different chemical. I think like 10 different brands, 10 different companies that manufacture the chemical. We tried a ton of them before we finally started just like doing mostly AccuFoam. or at least enough AccuFoam to where sales rep came by one day, just gave us a bunch of free stuff. And I still have my hat from that time, but I've worn the shit out of that hat. It's the fabric around the brim started just peeling away from it. It's permanently discolored from all the sweat that would go just soak into it at the end of the day. I don't think there's still a bit of foam because whenever stuff was down, I didn't feel like just fully suiting up, putting the mask on, getting the Tyvek fully over me. When I was doing test spray, so I just put the respirator on and throw the hat on my head to keep it out of my hair. Which obviously didn't work, but I mean, the way I moved around, my Tyvek hood was always coming up, exposing my hair anyway, so I was just used to it always being in my hair. Eventually I just stopped getting my hair cut because I can tell the hairdressers, stylists, whatever they prefer to be called, people cutting my hair, they're sitting there. I go to like Great Clips or Sports Clips or whatever, and they start cutting my hair and they start asking me like, so what is your daily environment like? 'Cause apparently my scalp was fucked up, like super dry, flaky, just generally pretty disgusting. And then it turns out like, no, apparently that stuff does like fuck your scalp up pretty heavy. But I still got my long, luscious mane, so I'm still good. I'm still content. Like, where was I even going with that story? I guess just reminiscing on a career that I wish I could go back to, but the way the economy's going, not a lot of areas are building houses, and I ended up moving like right outside of Oxford, Mississippi, you know, a college town. A lot of old money in that area. And so when I moved over there to be closer to family and kind of take a moment to get myself repositioned, get back on my feet, because the finances just kind of fell through the floor for me. I lost my car and all that shit. Spending too much money renting a shitty fucking trailer where I was still having to go up underneath it on my days off and fix the plumbing and the wiring because a rat infestation was just not going anywhere. And if I wanted running water and power, I had to redo the plumbing and the electrical wiring, which fortunately I didn't have a lot of experience with PEX before that, but I had enough of an experience with wiring stuff, doing spray foam and the crawl space encapsulations. We'd wire in outlets so the sub pump and the dehumidifier had somewhere to plug into without running an ugly extension cord through people's yards and that just being done with it. But like, I was spending too much money just trying to live. Started struggling to pay for my car and all that shit. Fucking eating frozen, mostly just frozen meals. I'd get out of fucking Dollar General, or if I felt like treating myself, I'd get a frozen Stromboli from Walmart, which they were good. I still fucking love those things. But so I just moved back with my mom, try to reposition myself. And ironically, over there, not a lot of spray foam was done, despite tons of old money just being there. Tons of new money still coming in because it's fucking Ole Miss. Like, it's one of the, I mean, apart from like Alabama, it's one of the most widely known and favored Southern college teams. I mean, hell, that's where I grew up. I grew up in Mississippi, fucking watching Ole Miss play a lot. Tailgating. We mostly went to I mean, we'd tailgate at the Grove for some of the college football games, but it was cheaper to actually go and watch the baseball team play, so we'd do that from time to time. And that was a fun time. I mean, I still enjoy watching baseball from time to time. I can't play it. I can't see for shit. Uh, Hell, I used to play baseball in South Haven at like a community, uh, I guess like community recreational park thing. It was called Snowden Grove. They had like several little fields, its own little baseball league for like the little kids to play. And I played it in fourth grade. Never could see the ball coming at me. And I got hit one time in the neck with the ball, and that just kind of fucked it up for me. The rest of the time I played baseball, I was terrified of the ball anytime it got thrown at me after getting hit with the neck by it. But I still wouldn't change that for nothing. I still don't like to play baseball. I still don't like shit flying at me. But I do enjoy watching it from time to time. Uh, Not really like the professional teams or none of that. I like college. And I think in general, just college sports are always better. Just because, they're trying to go professional with it. They're pushing themselves as hard as they can, hitting each other as hard as they can. They're playing the shit out of the game. Once they get in the NFL, it's just a noticeable difference in how they play. They've already made it. They're not trying to get themselves hurt and having to quit on at that point. Understandable, but just not as fun to watch for me. Uh, I do still enjoy watching professional hockey, though, more than the college hockey. I know there was a time when I'm pretty sure it was in middle school, when I lived in Oxford, Mississippi. We went to see I think they were called the Timberwolves, Memphis's hockey team play. We went on a field trip to see that. And that was the first time I ever actually saw hockey, be it ice or roller. Timberwolves were an ice hockey team, but I, I fucking love me some hockey. And then when I lived in Alabama in high school, kid that sat across the table from me in art class, he played rugby. He taught me a lot about it, showed me a bunch of like clips of games and whatnot, professional, and rugby looks fun as shit. It sucks we don't really have a large rugby team over here because I think it looks more fun than football. And dudes are just like built like brick shit houses, but they're moving like fucking greyhounds, like those tiny, like rail thin dogs, racing dogs. They're fucking dudes built like straight up Samoans, just 300 pounds, stocky as hell, built like a whole fucking fridge. But they're nimble as shit, fast as shit, and they hitting hard as shit. Like it looks so much more entertaining to watch and play than just football, which is like blasphemy in the deep south, especially where I grew up in, like moving between Mississippi and Alabama. Football is basically everyone's favorite pastime down here. But I think rugby is a far better sport to both watch and play, and it's probably safer too. You don't have that false sense of security with the helmets in rugby like you do football, so you're not just fucking smashing your head into people. You're hitting them with your shoulder, being smart about how you hit them. Granted, I wouldn't have been good at rugby anyways. I did play a little football in middle school, and I think my freshman year of high school, I don't think I played it a few months my sophomore year, but then we moved to Alabama, and I didn't sign back up for it because fucking the school I went to, Daphne High School, it had a pretty good fucking team. The school I had moved from actually, DeSoto Central in South Haven. It's like one of the two high schools over there. And I mean, they weren't the worst in the state by far. They definitely weren't at that time Olive Branch or Lafayette. I don't think they ever played Oxford, and if they did, I didn't really hear about it much, surprisingly. But like we went DeSoto Central for like the last year I fully played. They were, I don't know if it was fully nationals, like all the 50 states, or if it was like a pre-build tournament going up into nationals, like regionals maybe or something like that. They went to the school that I ended up moving to later on, and they got their ass fucking creamed. And I don't even think it was by like Spanish Fort or Foley or none of that. It was like Daphne High School, the school I ended up going to later. And it was just a blowout. I think that team made. I didn't go on the trip. I wasn't. No, I was a fourth string free safety. I was not going on any trips with the team. I played maybe twice. I was not good. I just, as the nature of high school at that time was, you sign up, you get to quote unquote play, or at the very least practice, train with people. And they, God, I think they maybe scored one goal. It was an absolute fucking blowout. And then when I moved to that school, a few months later, I'm like, no, nope, I'm not signing up. I'm not even going to attempt to be on the team. 'Cause that was I think that school still had a bigger uh, class population than the school I transferred from, which that one also wasn't a small one. That was a pretty big fucking school. Just hallways always crowded, and I think they ended up renovating the school after I had left because there was just too many students, not enough space. I don't think I have any bait, so I don't even think I could fish for that. Well, at least I know attacking the water scares the fish off. Makes sense. Uh, I used to fish a lot growing up, till I was fishing on a dam in Alabama, and I was standing on the steep side of it, wearing fucking Converses, I think they were. I don't know why I wore them. I think it was because they were my sister's shoes and I loved them. Because at that point, we had lost her, all that shit. So if there was something of hers that I managed to get my hands on, I wore it till it fucking just fell apart. But I was fucking just fishing on a steep side of the dam. My line got caught on some stick or some shit that was in the water. And I try to walk around the side to pull it out. Or at the very least just try to break it loose because I don't want to cut the line. That was my last hook I had. I don't want to have to go buy more. And my feet slid out from under me. And I tried to catch myself with my hands. And as I was sliding down the dam, the concrete just ripped my hand open. And I have not been fishing since. Mostly because I lost my pole, but also because my dumb ass will find a way to make it happen again. because it wasn't long before that. No, I broke my wrist in middle school. I know I was injured not long before that, but not like severely injured. Not ER level, at least at that time, but that was also my second to last ER visit. Because, of course, my stupid ass didn't have my contacts in, couldn't see for shit. And I was prepping out a house, I want to say on the Foley line in Alabama. It was like some fancy RV park type deal, except it had like dedicated houses and a spot to park and wire and plumb out an RV beside it, or a camper. And I'm sitting there prepping out one of the houses to get their roof spray foamed. No contacts in, just like leaning, not even using a ladder like I should have, or it would have been, probably never would have happened. I'm just leaning off of a thing of drywall. And I reach over, put the plastic over the window, fucking take my little slap stapler, try to smack it, but I missed the plastic. So I like spread my fingers out more, gave myself more of a room to hit, and then I just drove a staple right into my fucking knuckle. We couldn't pull it out. We tried, but because it was just an unexpected injury, and that was like my 6th ER visit, I think, in my lifetime. So my adrenaline wasn't exactly just like skyrocketing and dulling the pain out, but we're sitting there with like pliers trying to dig it out, and it was not coming out. Not without potentially fucking everything else up. So my coworker dropped me off at my car. I drove to the ER, and they ran an X-ray on it before they pulled the staple out to make sure it wasn't stuck in bone or if they were gonna have to do anything special. Fortunately, I got lucky. It just went right between the bones and it's like that middle knuckle, looking at your index fingers, that one where it bends the most at. And somehow I missed everything of importance there. So they just loaded it up with like local anesthetic, put the needle in, filled it up with that stuff, and then had I don't know if she was training to be a nurse or like go and get her doctor. She was just someone in training. They're like, is it okay if she does this? So she can get her hands dirty, kind of learn it firsthand. I'm like, no, I don't care. Oh shit, did I get myself stuck? I did. I found a way to get myself stuck. Is there no unstick? Oh, there's a respawn. Maybe there's not an unstuck function on a private server, or I might be just thinking of a different game. But, fortunately, that was my last ER visit, and that was about I want to say maybe 5. Of course, that was far from my first or only injury doing that job, too. Let's see, there was one time I was bored on a Saturday, so I told my boss, hey, I'm going to go finish out this job. He didn't care as long as he was informed about it. And at that point, we were making enough money to where if you wanted overtime, you got it. So long as you're going to work for it, obviously, but there was never any worry about overtime pay costing too much, that type of shit. But I told him I was doing it. My coworker who lived like maybe a 5-minute drive from my house didn't want to go with me that day, so I just went by myself. Oh, and I'm like right at the end of it. and I'm at like the last little bit of hose I was able to stretch out. There was like I was gonna have to pull the hose all the way out of the house and then drag it up through a second story window if I wanted to get hose without just like getting stuck on everything. Uh, but I'm sitting there. I'm in the last room, doing the last bit of the rafter, and fucking I'm doing that shit, and I know I'm on like a maybe 5-6 foot ladder, just just not a small ladder, a gorilla ladder, sturdy, but not like an extension ladder. Uh, and I'm sitting there trying to like yank that hose so it can give me a little more moving room. I was struggling to reach anything, and I ended up yanking myself off the ladder. Somehow landed with one of my feet in between it as it fell onto its. It didn't fall on its side. It fell on its like back or front, where it would like fold as I fell onto it. It wouldn't just stay there. But my foot got stuck in the middle of it. I fell on top of that ladder, and that shit was swollen for, I want to say, a good 2 weeks. I think the worst injury I ever had, I was on an actual extension ladder, like 15, 20 feet. And the floors were smooth, like smooth ass, baby's ass smooth floors. And my dumb ass didn't think about it. But I had it at too much of an angle, the extension ladder. And I'm like way up at the top of it. A good at least, I want to say 15 feet, maybe not more. Uh, I'm all the way up there at the very tip of it, and I'm like bringing the gun up to spray something. Uh, and the weight from that hose just had it start fucking like forcing the ladder down to slip out from underneath me. And it did. And so I just went crashing straight down. Fortunately, there was like some kind of workbench desk I was like technically over, which is why we had to use the extension ladder and not just a double scaffold and a regular 6 foot ladder, like basically like I always do in that situation. But I fucking went and came crashing down, uh, and it looked like it was pretty fucking cartoonish the way I hit that ladder. It fell on the workbench desk thing. I went down and fell on the ladder. Arms just went straight through, legs just went straight through. That time I'm sitting there, I had bruising all over the underside of both my arms and bruising all down my side. Not like dedicated side, just over my chest and to the side of my stomach. And then, I think I only took like 2 days off after that happened, just because that first day I definitely wasn't getting more done. That was guaranteed to be it for me the first day. And my boss was like, hey, you need I don't know what that was all about. But my boss was like, if you need to take a week or two off, feel free to do it. But I don't think I was able to actually swing it financially. I probably could have. He probably would have even like fronted me the check too. And then I'll just do free overtime for several weekends. But I looked out for him work wise every time he needed me to do something. If something needed done over the weekend or stay late or whatever, I was always more than happy to do it because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I did a lot, and he was basically like a father to me to some extent. So it was, asking you shall receive from me. But that second day, I'm just sitting at the house, not able to not focus on the fucking pain. So I just went back to work after a few days of that, just still sore as hell. Couldn't hardly move around efficiently at all, but it was what it was. Ooh. Then there was one time we're loading up the new spray foam trailer, like moving chemical into it and all that for the next job, and it had like a different floor than the other ones did. It had like a textured, raised, patterned floor, metal. So it had no software update. I do got 30 minutes before bed, but it was either you like lean it up, lean it on its side or whatever. God damn, that's a big ass egg. You either do that or you're taking the floor with those barrels. They're like 500-pound barrels. They're not light. And the people who installed or put together that rig and installed the metal flooring, they did it where the seams were going horizontal across it, where I pretty much always caught a barrel if I was just trying to push it forward and slide it rather than tilt it and roll it that way, kinda. It was gonna catch the floor. It did several times. A lot of it was already a little bit ripped up, but that was just the nature of it. But my coworker was helping me because I was about to start training him to do that in case I ended up getting sick or the other sprayers were getting sick, all that shit. There'd be someone at least to fill in the gap for the day. But I'm sitting there. It was leaned towards me for the most part. The front was, not like the bottom of it. The top of it was like pushed over towards me, and I was kind of just holding it against my knees that way. And then I had to send it back the opposite way to where it'd be on his knees. The top of it would be holding on to that weight. And my phone was on one of the barrels we had already moved right next to me. And my coworker ended up calling me to let me know that he was going to be late. And then, normally I just relay that message to my boss. Like the owner of the company. I'd be like, hey, he's a few minutes late, but he's on his way. That type of shit. But he calls me. And I immediately look over like a dumb fucking idiot, not paying attention to the fact that we're moving a 500-pound barrel. And my coworker, like, I guess lost his grip, but it was coming back down, slam the bottom of it back down where my foot just so happened to be. And it just went straight down onto my big toe. Fortunately, it didn't break it. And my boss was watching it the time it fucking happened too. And I just jump out of that rig. I start walking all over the warehouse, just walking that shit off. And he's looking at me like, Jesus Christ, dude, like, your back has to be hurting from those balls you have to literally be walking it off after a 500-pound barrel dropped on my foot. And I'd already taken my shoe off to, see if there was any bone peeking out at all, which there wasn't, but the front of my sock was already just soaked. It was soaked in blood. And it only got worse as the day went on too, because I still stayed there for the day. Drove the rig up to the next job site, which was like an hour, maybe hour and a half drive. And, you know, I'm at that point, I'm just kind of like, alright, I'm not going to be able to start spraying today because of what just happened. But I can help y'all with the fiberglass stuff, the prep work, just kind of guide everyone around, keep everyone on task, all that, and, you know, put my own game plan together for how I'm going to go about spraying the job. And I think, well, my toenail just like straight up popped off, maybe a week after that happened. Maybe 2 weeks. Like, toenail was just, because it landed like at the edge of it where it like has that little bit of skin as it goes into the rest of the toe. That little spot on it, that's where it landed. Um, so it pushed the front of the toenail up, separated it from the skin, all that. And I just kind of dealt with that for the day. Just didn't take my sock off. Didn't really try to think about my foot. Just try to make it through the work day because that was early in the morning. And then I think the barrel dropped on my foot about 7:20 in the morning, if not a little earlier. I get home from work that day about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And like I had to peel that sock off my foot like it was a band-aid. Like it was making a sound as it was being removed from the skin. Or being removed from my foot. But that guy who dropped the barrel on my foot, I made him do my job for a week. Since I could not walk around much at all, so there was like no doing that job until my foot at least felt like to where I can walk around on it. But he was miserable for that week. He couldn't. Granted, he also didn't have much time behind a gun, and it requires something like just being used to holding it, pulling the trigger, dealing with the very slight amount of recoil, but you expect more. This is the way it comes out. You know, it's coming out at 1,350 psi, and you're expecting to, when you pull that trigger and let all that psi out the front of it, it's going to push back a little bit. Doesn't really do that much at all, but you know, that's something people know after watching another spray foam installer. You're anticipating recoil, all that, trying to have your fluid motion as you're applying the spray foam. It just took a lot of getting used to, and he had a terrible week. And I think at that point he decided he was not going to train on spray foam. He also didn't like the heights behind it, but I wasn't going to let him chicken out when it came to that because of the story I told a while ago about my first time trying spray foam and that obscene height I was dealing with. Without the fucking what is that shit called? The falling harness. It's like the PPE. You tie yourself to it, to a rope. You tie that rope around something strong. Whatever that's called. But like, the whole reason I really wanted to tell that story was because, you know, a few weeks ago that toenail came off completely. It was just bare skin where that toenail was. And the smell is horrendous whenever that happens. You know, like I was still taking showers every day, soaking my foot in the soapy water because I couldn't like scrub it with my loofah or it would start snagging on that toenail and hurt like hell. So I would mostly just let my foot soak in clean water, soapy hot water while I was showering the rest of myself. But like that smell was just horrendous. I won't even know how to describe it. After Okay, so I guess it was just the fungus that would naturally develop there. Um, oh wait, I think I saw a description right there. Skin oils, sweat residue, keratin debris, just all that shit. It doesn't describe what the smell was or what it smelled like, but it described the result of it. But it was probably one of the worst things I've smelled in my life. Um, and you wouldn't even think it either, but when water hits that skin, it does not feel good. Uh, it it feels like you fucking, I don't know how to describe it, like you just spill acid all over yourself or something. Like it stung like hell. Uh, I don't even know how the fuck I was able to tolerate that smell either, because I do have like a fucked up sense of smell from years of inhaling spray foam fumes, the chemical fumes, and I've also been in crawl spaces that we have done encapsulation on previously. We just had to go down there, check the DHU, swap the filter out, make sure it's still running as it should, and just kind of look around to see if there was any holes in the vapor barrier, be it from the tape peeling or whatever. But apparently, like, the neighborhood cats would just go down there and piss all over that vapor barrier, and it doesn't like go through like it would a blanket. It just puddles on top of that. It's a vapor barrier. There's no moisture able to get through that. And I was crawling around down there. Happened to be like just a few houses down from a girl I had a crush on, was talking to from time to time. But I went down there like I was soaked to the bone in cat piss. Like, when a shirt gets wet, it'll like slap a table, your skin, or the floor, whenever you like move it harshly. Uh, and so I'm sitting there with just an absolutely drenched shirt from cat piss. And I couldn't even go say hi or none of that, because my boss would have let me. He wouldn't have cared. He was curious to see what she looked like as well, because he was a chill dude, and he was genuinely surprised that I was actually talking to somebody in that way, because I normally don't. I haven't dated anyone since. Oh, I'll be able to get the exact year if I check Facebook, but I'm not gonna do that. 'Cause I don't feel like thinking about the reason I know it, but I want to say, uh, I want to say 2019, 2020. Um, what was I thinking? That's what the Benadryl does to me. It's already fucking up my train of thought. Oh no, it's actually like, uh, it's actually, doing something now. Uh, and it gives me such huge brain fog, but I also have to take a ton of them, like at least 7 or 8. Uh, Otherwise, it's not gonna do anything for me. Um, but I have like a crazy high tolerance for stuff like that. There was a summer, I want to say my middle school year, one of those middle school summers. My grandma would like, she'd give me NyQuil to help me go to sleep, because otherwise I'd be up until 10 o'clock in the morning the next day, just getting my ass kicked by insomnia. Oh shit, and I think I want to say within a half a week, like 3 or 4 days, the NyQuil just didn't do anything for me. And didn't even make me the slightest bit drowsy or tired or none of that. And then we started using like diphenhydramine soft gels for sleep medication because it makes you tired. Benadryl makes you tired when you take it. Generally it's recommended dosage. I think it's I think it's like recommended not to take more than 10 of those 15 milligram Benadryl capsules within a 24-hour period. But we were using 50 milligram soft gels for sleeping. That's a little over 3 times as strong. But like, oh god, excuse me. But those soft gels, it maybe took them 2 weeks before they just stopped working to me altogether. And so now I take a good bit of Benadryl to go to sleep. More than what's healthy for me, but like I can be up all night, all night from the night before, and just not be able to sleep once I lay my head or lay down in bed. I still won't be able to go to sleep easily. There have been several times, I'd wake up. Oh, shit. I'd wake up, have an hour of sleep, and then, I'd be doing my thing all day. And obviously I'm just tired as shit. That's all I can think about is how tired I am, how nice it's gonna be to go to sleep that night. But once I lay down in bed, nope, that tiredness just never existed at all. And I don't know why it's like that. But it's not a problem solely unique to me. Tons of other people have that issue. It's just, it is what it is. What the fuck? Okay, no, I did have my PAL manuscripts in there. Do got plenty of souls though. Have them start taking care of that coralum. I'll just get rid of that oil. I don't feel like going all the way to sell it. Oh yeah, tons of plasmuts. Oh, what was I just thinking of doing over here though? Shit. Excuse me. I was planning on building something over here. It's not like I could really build much. I'm at the max number of structures. Maybe I was thinking of using a kinship peach I accidentally put away. Go ahead and give that to the Blazamut. But fuck, I don't think that was what I was intending on using. I can go ahead and condense these Blazamuts, make them stronger. Ooh, that's a ton of them. I'm not sure which one had that insanely big rock. I might hold on to that. Philanthropist and workaholic? That's a... Nah, fuck it. I don't need it that bad. And if I did, I'm pretty sure I could use a PAL surgery table. But, yeah, I got like just a handful of minutes. Hell yeah. Alright, so now I got him. All my coralum, so now I can, make the advanced weapon bench, whatever it's called. Advanced weapon assembly line, okay. I figured something like that, along those lines. Let me take that out and move it a little further up. Hell yeah. No. There's still too much damn space. Yeah, that shouldn't be digging in my house at all. Yeah, have that made. And now I can make all the weapons I want. Where is the charger? God damn. I need a ton of coralum and a hexolite. With that damage, 12,500 damage, that ain't nothing to sneeze at. Oh, I do got a boo-boo. But I guess just to end the night off, I will do the Terraria dungeon. I'll load up here. Let's see if I can't get some better laser rifle schematics. And the one I'm currently using was a level 3 schematic, but I would love a level 4. Yeah, run on up and how. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm starting to get tired. Let me do this first. Let's see. Checking here. I love the Terraria theme. I like just the overworld theme. Just playing along. Give me there yet. There would be an insanely useful chest locator thing. There might be one, but that'd just be so fucking helpful right now. So I'm not just mindlessly wandering around looking for them. Wish I can get these paintings. That's one thing I love doing in Terraria, is just collecting all the paintings I come across. Yeah, no. Can't do nothing with it. Now where can I go from here? You come here. Thank you. No. There's no, like, dungeon map That I saw at least. No, I wasn't in this house. I don't think. Boop. Boop. What schematic was that? Just the hallowed headgear? Yeah, that's like the mage one, I think, from Terraria. And then it also has its fucking, the combat helmet and the summoner helmet as well. Well, I guess I could just take the chance there. Go ahead and take all them out. I may need more of them Doomund guilds though. Once I got enough of the other stuff for like my medicines, my cakes. Damn. Oh. What was I saying? Oh, those Doomud guilds. Like, once I'm done with all of my cake ingredients and whatnot, I'm gonna condense them down into one or two of them. So I can get more gold coins dropping. And high quality Palworld. Oh shit, that's the exit. It's so easy for me to do that shit too. Yep, that's that one. Went down there to grab the two chests. Damn, I really fucking did it again. And I was trying very hard not to fuck up my rotation. Alright, I'll check down this way. And then I guess this way. Yeah, through here. Oh, using a jet wagon is so much easier for getting around. Ah, oh, damn. So I guess that's just a dead-end way. Where did I go through here? No. Oh. Oh shit. I mean, hell, I really don't even need these things. I'll hold on to it for now, though, just in case. Damn. Starions. Yep, already captured them. Caught one of them. Did not mean to do that, but oh well. Discard all that. Oh shit. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and take out the Eye of Cthulhu. And call it a night. There he is. And down he goes. I was about to say, why the fuck is he not dying yet? I guess he still had a transition. Ah, damn. And there's nothing really one out of here except for maybe that, but not as useful as it. It's just not gonna be that useful anymore. Hurry up and load. Put all this stuff up and I'm gonna call it a night. Okay, head that way. It's taking forever. There we go. Alright, get that. Feed that to all of them. And just go ahead and get rid of the rest. Of course, ammo as well. Could use a better flame skill fruit thing, whatever those are called. Schematics. The fuck? Oh, right there. Okay. Alright. Well, that's good. Run over here to grab the eggs and start catching them so I can hatch them tomorrow. Oh, damn. Kitty. You're so dumb. Such a dumb, sweet little kitty. Alright. Get all of them. They should have plenty of cake still. Yep. Probably quicker just to go in there on the jet wagon. Yeah. Just over. Forgot what I was looking for a second there. Oh shit. Okay, well, I'll just do that. I'll run back to my base and be done. Oh, okay. that's gonna be it for me tonight. VR Green Hill starting tomorrow night, and hopefully I'll come back. Stick around. Just come join in, hang out. I appreciate everyone for stopping by, and I will hopefully see everyone tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, and happy late Easter if you celebrate it. But peace.